Right then, hello again. I've just spent £500 on a new range of materials and kit, and I've got parental leave to go and have a 4 or 5 day adventure going feral in North Cornwall. The winds have been really high and the surf's really big, and so I'm hoping to capture some really dramatic, moody, sort of brooding coastal scenes with all of my, and I've got all this new kit to play with. I've had quite a few people sort of asking questions about could I give a few more sort of insights about techniques and materials and stuff like that. So I'm just shooting a very quick video just to show you kind of the stuff that I've bought and kind of what my plans are before I go, and then I'll show you the results in the next sort of 5-6 days time. I like to, rather than just having a formula that works and just always just painting the same thing in the same way, I tend to kind of have this sort of preparation period where I'm kind of thinking, okay, I'm gonna approach it from this angle and use these materials this time. And so the last couple of times when I did sort of the summer stuff, I didn't use, for almost the first time ever, I didn't use any acrylic paint at all. I just used synthetic materials of spray paint and sort of paint pens that dried almost instantly. And that was the plan for that trip. And this time round, a large part of what I'm going to do is to use different mediums to kind of control the thickness and the viscosity of the paint. So what I've done, I've got a dozen or so cradled wooden panels like these. I've primed them with white gesso to get this kind of like this textured streaky effect. And then I've just used a range of basically blue and brown and white in different consistencies to get this whole range of different kind of really like moody coloured background stuff. I've diluted the paint so that it pools in the streaks of the primer underneath. This I kind of frothed up so it was quite bubbly when I applied it. And whereas some of the other ones I've used kind of different mediums to make it a little bit thicker and less sort of pooly and bubbly like that, as that's a little bit more of a matte effect. And essentially I've used either ultramarine blue or cobalt blue mixed with raw or burnt umber to get this range of background sort of colours. The main reason why I wanted to start with this range here is that if you just start with a white background, the only thing that you can do is to make something darker and darker, and you can get this beautiful luminous kind of colours that glow on, like when they're diluted on white. But by starting with a range of sort of mid-tones, it means I can punch light in or shadow in. It can go in either direction kind of from the go, essentially. So depending on what I experience out there, I can go straight in with some blinding light sort of in these pieces like that. The second reason I've gone for cradled board like this is because the pooling medium, I want it to have like a really, really strong surface, substrate like that. And one of the things I'm going to do this time, I've sort of resourced a couple of different shades of just household emulsion, and I'm just so excited about this like really vibrant turquoise going on some of these moody colours here. So I'm going to, in a second, just kind of carry on priming them with some just dramatic splashes on the moody blue. And then the next stage really is this pouring medium which I've got here. And so for about 15 years in my career, I basically just used acrylics, and they were being diluted with water and rain in the atmosphere. But I refined my skill of kind of observation and composition and tone, colour, texture, etc. with a very, very simple, minimal kind of range of materials, if you like, purely just dilutions of acrylic paint. And it's only really recently that I've started combining pen in with acrylic, and then spray painting with acrylic, and I've used kind of some thickening agents. So different agents can be mixed in with acrylic paints. Ones like these are thickening, so that actually you mix them into sort of heavy structure gel and stuff like that, and you can use a palette knife and you get really, really sort of textured relief surfaces like that. Whereas rather than thickening the acrylic down, my plan for this trip is to use dilutions, but rather than diluting with water, is to use these sort of liquidy dilution, so that I've got these kind of more like syrupy sort of stuff, and I'm going to explore sort of pouring acrylic alongside spray paints and sort of thicker acrylics like that. So my plan is cradle board, starting with mid-tone, prepared ground, and then exploring different types of mediums essentially to kind of thicken, maybe thicken a little bit, but largely to sort of to thin the acrylic down, so I can sort of pour and let it be much more fluid and run. And if we get any rain and stuff like that, it should really transform the quality of the paint. That's my game plan. I'll check back in with you in a few days' time to see what the results are. And here is just my one little experiment with sort of pouring acrylics. Having never used these before, I'm just doing one sort of test in the studio. So I've basically got a dilution of ultramarine and burnt umber, dark there, with sort of 50, like a bit of white in there, and then much more diluted here. And then I've just got white and phthalo blue. So I've basically got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colours. And a pouring white somewhere. So I'm going to try this. As I say, I've never done this before, so I'm just going to have a little play in the studio, see if I can sort of see what's happening a little bit before I get out into the wild. Well, there you go. There's the first experiment. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. Just let it dry. This isn't kind of, you're not going to master it in one go, are you? And then the second one, just over here, I've just started pouring this out and I haven't swiped it yet. Come on, focus. There you go. You can kind of just see how I've dribbled out the different colours there, and I'm about to swipe it. Right, 7 AM, day 3.5, and I've done about 6 really good paintings. I've sort of challenged myself with some new techniques, and we've had a bit of rain in the night, and just this beautiful kind of white pummeling surface, a grey day out there. Just absolutely fantastic. I'm absolutely loving it. We've had quite a few, it was a bit sunny yesterday, so we had quite a few visitors, and there's just no one here today, and just this sort of moody, stormy atmosphere. I'm loving it. Proper soul food this morning. Happening a bit here already, isn't it? Okay. This isn't quite long enough. Ready? Yeah. Nah. It's happening there, isn't it? This board isn't right. The wind is taking it. It's out of my control.